create, relate, erase the hate, our memories, these things we make, each stitch we take our time, we take each word, we make them rhyme, we on, we off, these flaws we fraud, to mend this all, to walk the dog, we tune, we zoom, the room, the loom, the birds, the boughs, the stars, the moon.
Hey Flosstube, welcome to Stitching It. Fall is finally here in the south and the weather has cooled off and we've been able to spend a lot of time outdoors. So it's been a nice October so far, and it's a couple days before Halloween, so I wanted to sit down and tell you guys what I've been working on this month. I've mentioned before that I'm in the EGA, which is the Embroiderers Guild of America, and this month at our October meeting we completed a small cross stitch pattern, and that we later finished as a on our own as a small. And so I wanted to show you this one, which is a freebie design from Kathy Haberman from Hands On Design. I think this one is called Favorite Brew. I've got the lights turned down tonight to kind of look spooky like Halloween, so I'm just gonna have to figure out as I'm going along. So this one was a pretty neat one to do, and like I said, it was completed pretty quickly, just in an afternoon. And I think it's called Favorite Brew, and it's a freebie design that goes with the Scary Apothecary series. So I think this is some 32 count doubloon. I'm not sure exactly. First I thought it was Legacy, but then when I held it up next to that, it seems a little bit golder, which is fine. So I finished it on my own as a little pillow and just covered up where I stuffed it in the back with some rickrack. It was really quick. Here I used beads instead of Krynic, and that kind of upped the sparkle factor a little bit, and it turned out really nice. So that is going in. I have an olive wood bowl that my mom bought me when she was in Italy, and I'm trying to make some smalls to go in it, to rotate throughout the year. So I finished it with a couple of other things, but I'll just put a picture in of those. It's just some other pillows that needed finishing up for International Flosstube finishing weekend, which is still going on, I guess, because I just finished mine, so that was cool. I didn't really have too much planned for Dark October, but it all kind of started off with when I got a hank of black silk from Silks for You, and I had originally purchased it, I think, to do like another long dog sampler, one of the monochromatic ones, but I finally decided I wanted to do something different, and I thought it would be good for some Halloween stitching. So when I posted in Stitch Mania for some ideas, I found a pattern through another Flosstube friend that was for Stoney Creek Spooky Welcome that I just love. So I'll put a picture of that one in, and I started working on that one at the end of September. And originally I was trying to last through the whole month of October, and I thought I would make a lot of progress doing that, but I couldn't stick with that for the whole month. I talked a little bit about the whole inspiration behind trying to get some October stitching done was this black silk that I had gotten. This is from Silks for You, and this is actually what I have left of half the hank, since I've been using on it and picking on it. I'm going to show you two projects today that I used it in, and for the amount of silk that you get, honestly, it's a great value. I mean, this is I bought a few other patterns to go with it, some silhouette type patterns, you know, and I'm going to be using it for a while. And I've been giving it away as gifts too. And so, yeah, I really like the Silks for You silks. As far as I know, the silk is maybe not the nicest that I've ever worked with, but for the value, it's definitely, you know, a really good choice, I think. So this is what I've been working on. This is let me see if I can move it. Yeah. Spooky Welcome by Stoney Creek. And this is on 32 count linen. It's actually on a piece of linen called Butter by Hand Dyed Happiness, but it ended up being too bright and I coffee dyed it, which turned it into this really nice mellow butterscotch kind of pumpkin flavor, not flavor, you know, pumpkin color. And I really liked it so far, how it's going with this project. I've been working on this project, you know, I was hoping I could finish it in the month of October, but it's just not going to happen. I've lost kind of interest in it. I've lost momentum on it. I was doing kind of a test run to see how I could last on one piece for an entire month, you know, kind of in prep for monogamous mania or some other kind of event, you know, a stitching event. But I'm still not, I can barely make it through the month. I've stitched on a couple of things this month, and yeah, maybe it was because this one's all in one color, you know, that could be it too. But I've really enjoyed working on this. This has been really fun and cute. I'm not that into spooky, scary stuff, but the rest of my family apparently is, including my husband. And I really liked how this was lighthearted, and it says welcome at the bottom, so I can hang it up as a banner. And it's, you know, I'm not going to finish it this year, but I'm definitely going to have it next year. It would be nice to have around the house for the holiday. So, again, yeah, I'm ready to put that one away, and that's really why I decided to do the video now, is because I just can't stand working on that piece anymore. But one more thing I wanted to show you is when I started working on that, it was right before the last 24-hour cross-stitch marathon, and I was working on that throughout the marathon, and I started taking pictures for progress, and I put them together into a slideshow that I wanted to share with you guys, because it's not going to be finished, but you know, I just think it's neat to show, and this is kind of a preview of what I'm going to show next. But anyway, I think it, like I said, you know, taking pictures and sharing your progress is just kind of a fun thing to do. And so here you go. Okay, so my last thing I wanted to show you today is a pretty big finish, and I'm excited about it. I don't remember why, you know, I guess Spooky Welcome just wasn't doing it for me, and I was looking around for something else to stitch, and I had this piece of 40 count bramble from Picture This Plus, and I was thinking of ways that I could use that, and I had seen this piece before, you know, several times, and I knew it was around, but I didn't realize that it was available as a PDF. So I got Jenny Bean's Halloween sampler from Shakespeare's Peddler on kittenstitcher.com, and I thought I started working on it with October 11th, and I was able to finish the whole thing within 2 weeks, which was very exciting for me because, like I said, this is not the first piece that I have started on 40 count, but it is the first piece that I have finished completely on 40 count linen, and that was a journey in itself. But I used the black silk for the black color in this pattern, and so that was another great use for that. But this is one that I started doing as a progression picture thing, just like I was talking about with the Spooky Welcome. Well, I did this one completely intentionally with Jenny Bean's Halloween sampler, and I made it for Instagram, and I was able to share it on there. And I wanted to show this to you guys because it really it's not just me, stitching it. It's me stitching it in a particular way that expresses it, I think, kind of as a story, or, how I imagine Jenny Bean as a character, if she would have stitched this, So I'm going to share that with you guys, and then I'll talk a little bit more about that. But here you go. So that was pretty neat, right? So I really like being able to make these kind of stitching presentations, if you say, even, on Instagram and on YouTube. So, but it's great to show them here, and I'm going to be sending this to the framers as soon as I can. But before that, I wanted to show you a little bit more about the colors that I used, which, now, originally when the sampler was produced, it was made with some limited edition colors, but now the reprinting of the sampler has different colors, which I had ordered from the Gentle Arts, all except for one. I had already chamomile, but I couldn't find it, so I ended up having to use DMC for it when I came around to stitching it, all the other colors are these really nice autumnal colors, and I love how they're a little bit spooky. This one called Fudge Ripple that's in the roof, and this box around here, and it's this like really kind of creepy flesh color, just different variations of flesh, and they're all really kind of creepy colors, but it's not straight up Halloween, you know what I mean? And I think it looks really good on this bramble. The bramble is just mostly grayish brown. It has kind of, I don't know if there's a little bit of red to it in there somewhere, but it mostly just comes off looking like a creepy brown. I don't know, brownish gray, and it's very light. So I had to change up one color in the gravestones as well. That was too light. It was oatmeal, and it just wasn't showing up on there, and I changed it to pewter from Weeks Dye Works, and that turned out really nice because I got to kind of put some blocks in there that made it look interestingly, like blocks, So, like I said, I'm gonna take that to the framer, I don't know, like as soon as I can, like this week, next week maybe. But I wanted to share with you guys, since I can't pass on the pattern, it is a PDF, I did want to share some of my stash with you anyway. And this, it fits on an eighth of a yard, a fat eighth, you know, of 40 count fabric. So I had gotten a 1/4 yard, so I was wanting to share the other half of the 1/4 yard that I got with you guys of this bramble fabric. It's still got some creases in there where I had it folded up on the Q-snap. But it's another piece of, like I said, a fat eighth of bramble, which was large enough to put this piece on if you wanted to stitch it, or it would be a nice piece to put, you know, just have in your stash. And I also wanted to include the rest of the threads that I used. These aren't the complete threads for the kit because there were 2 colors, I think, mulberry, which was the red color, and then oatmeal, which is the white color. I didn't order those, I just picked on those from another kit that I had, but all of the other colors are here. That leaves Forest Glade, Dried Thyme, that's not anything, Fudge Ripple, Apple Cider, and Wood Trail. And I'll even include some black silk, enough of the black silk that you should be able to do the whole thing, no matter what count you do it on, even if you don't use the 40 count to do it on. So if you're interested in entering a giveaway for that, say I'd like to stitch Denny Bean, okay? And pretty simple, you know, usually any of the giveaways that I do, you know, I'm not too experienced at doing them, so they, you know, you have pretty good chances when you enter them. So that's just for the fabric and the threads, and you'll still have to get the pattern if you want to do that particular pattern. So the giveaway will be open for 2 weeks, and with your comment, make sure I have a way to reply back to you, and that you'll be able to see it, and that we'll be able to get in contact with each other. You are most likely going to find me on Instagram. That's at StitchNet247, you know. And I wanted to say again, my camera is about to run out of battery, so I got to move fast. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. And don't forget to subscribe, please. But it's been a great month, like I said, for stitching, and I think my camera is still running. I don't know, but happy Halloween and happy stitching. I'll see you guys next time.